Alright, let's start with the real life demo of this Git workflow model. Okay, so we are going to work on this feature which is design user registration card, which has this unique identity TIS1. I will move this card into in progress as I am starting work on this feature. My senior assigned this task to me, and by moving this I will let team know that I have started work on this ticket, whoever is watching this board. So specifically we are going to add a new feature to this Git demo repo. To do so, first we will clone this repository in our local machine with the help of git clone command. Okay, so here you can see we have three options to clone. The first one is HTTPS, the second is SSH and GitHub CLI. If you choose this HTTPS one, this will give you a web URL to clone this repo in your local machine, and it will ask for username and password every time when you clone any repository and even when you perform any remote operations in this repository. Second one is SSH. This is a password protected key that we have to configure in GitHub. If you already added SSH key in GitHub, then you don't need to add username password again and again. The third one, if you use GitHub's official CLI, then you use this link to clone. I will use this SSH one. So I will copy this SSH URL. You can just press Ctrl C, or you have a small button over here to copy this URL. So I have copied it. I'm using this SSH because I have already added SSH in the GitHub account. Now I will clone this repo in my local machine. Git clone, and I will paste that URL I have copied from GitHub. As you can see, by default I am on develop branch because develop is our default branch. So for this specific feature, we will create a branch with the unique identifier. Okay, we made a branch. Now let's add some code for user registration. Okay, so we have done the development part of this feature. Now let me add and commit this feature branch to remote. Now you will be able to see this feature branch on remote. Let me show you. Here we go. Now we need to merge our code in the develop branch. So we will create a PR and say, I have completed this feature. Please review my PR and merge it into develop. You can also add a comment on your PR. Like if you want to tell something about your PR to your code reviewers, you can tell them by adding a comment on this PR here. Now let's have a look on the PR. Here you can see this PR does not have any conflicts. If you see conflicts here, then you must resolve those conflicts first by discussing with your teammates with whom your code is getting conflicted. So to resolve these conflicts, you need to pull from develop branch, and you will resolve all the conflicts. Then you will update the same PR. You don't need to close this PR and create a new PR to do these things. Indeed, this is a very good practice. We should always pull the latest changes from the branch towards we are going to create pull request. Let me tell you, as I am the owner of this account, so I have not added any restrictions on this account in merging or PR reviewing. I can merge my own PR as well, but generally it is not so. You may be restricted by your senior manager to merge any PR. If you are a developer, you can just create PR, or more, you can just review others' PR. Once code reviewer approve this pull request and merge this in the develop, then we will move this ticket into QA if automation is not added in the GitHub. So we will move this ticket manually from the board, and now we will wait till QA confirms that everything works fine. Meanwhile, you can have a break, take a cup of tea, or if you have another ticket, you can discuss with the seniors like about that ticket, about that feature. Okay, QA has completed their testing and we are good to go now. And now we are planning to release these completed features. I'm showing you these 2 tickets just to give you a demo. It could be more. So to release these 2 tickets, we will create a release branch from our latest develop branch. And now we will create PR to merge in the staging. Once it will be merged, and if you have automation rule on GitHub, it will push your all code on the staging environment server that you have in this release. And again, QA will come in the role to make sure everything working fine on staging environment, and once they approve, we will merge this release branch on the main branch to deploy on the production server. Now these 2 features has been released. Now assume that if any of our real users has reported any bug on the production, then what we will do? How we will resolve that issue which occurs on the production? Now here what we will do, we will create a hotfix branch from our latest release branch or from the master branch and fix that issue in our local, and then we will create a PR towards staging first if that issue exists on the staging. If not, then we can create PR directly for the main branch. And after code review will merge your PR in the main branch, and if possible to QA test that hotfix on the production, then QA will test it. And finally, once that hotfix has been fixed on the production, we will merge this hotfix branch in the development and staging as well. After successful release, you can just create tags in GitHub. GitHub allows you to create annotated tags. Tags are basically associated with the commits. You can use a tag to mark an individual point in your GitHub repository's history. That's all guys, thanks for watching this video.